How can you sell services when they are not a tangible product? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you how actually over the last couple of years, I've been able to develop my skills. Because the reality is that the first time I sent a proposal, the person actually came back to me asking, Juan, what the hell is this? And so over the years, I've developed 5 principles that have allowed me to actually being able to increase my conversions by connecting with the customer, with the lead, and being able to help them through the process so that they want to buy my service. And in this video, I'm going to share with you those 5 principles so that you as well can start increasing your conversions when it comes to selling your service. My name is Juan Guerra and I'm a story selling coach to service providers. And if you want to go deeper into the topic, if you're struggling to communicate your services and get people to see value, if you feel that you need to chase customers and beg them to buy from you, then go over to our website, juanguerra.net, because we have a free training that it will walk you through the framework that I've used to actually grow my service business into the 6 figures, allowing you to easily implement the 3-step process to converting a confusing message into a compelling story that actually gives value to people. And so go over to our website to learn more about it. Now, when we think of principles, we're talking about fundamental elements that regardless of the trends in society and changes should remain the same. And the reason why I'm focusing on this is because while some tactics may work today, the reality is that in 3 months, in 6 months, in 2 years are not going to be the same. The channels are changing, people are getting new information, they get exposed to different strategies and so on. But what I want to share with you in this video are actually principles that are not going to change because they're based on basic human behavior and psychology. And while that means that they may take longer for you to start applying them, the reality is that once they're internalized, they would last a lifetime. I didn't implement them all at once because I didn't learn them from anybody. I learned them on the go over the 5 years selling services. And so little by little, as I discover one, I would implement that and practice it and internalize it. So don't feel that you need to put them all into practice at once. It's best to actually just take one and then go with it and see how things start to change as you start using that principle. Once you dominate it and you feel super comfortable and it's actually happening without you thinking about it, then go ahead and implement the second one. Services, as you know, are extremely challenging because you're not selling anything tangible. You're selling time, you're selling people, you're selling knowledge, experience, but more importantly, you're selling a result. And that's something I didn't understand until years later. And so I want to share with you the 5 core principles that have allowed me to actually go from that person that has no clue putting together a proposal to actually growing our business into 6 figures. And so principle number 1, never be scared to lose the sale. If you're stressed, if you're so eager to make that sale, you're actually going to seem needy. The clients immediately are going to feel this and they are going to walk away because they feel that you don't have their interest at best. They feel that you're so eager to make that sale that there has to be something wrong. The cues that you're communicating are going to throw them off and are actually going to scare them away. If you really want to make the sale, you need to be willing to lose the sale. You can't help everybody. And if you start from that premise where you start researching and trying to learn if you can actually help the person, that's going to cool you down. It's going to give you the patience and the space for you to actually ask questions to better understand what is the problem and what is the vision that they're trying to achieve. And therefore, look into your expertise and see if you can get them there. When you shift that relationship and now you start looking into, let's see if I can actually help you, then now you're not actually eager and the person can actually lower their guard because they feel that if you can actually help them, you will tell them, and if not, at least you're going to point them in the right direction. So principle number 1, make sure that you are willing to lose the sale in order to make the sale. Just the same way, when you go to a doctor and you think that you know what it is that you have, and they start asking you questions to see if they can help you, then you need to do sort of the same. Number two, and for this, we need to understand why people buy products. Why do they buy services and things? It doesn't matter if it is a person or a business, they buy them for the same reason. And it is they want to increase their status. Everything that we buy, whether you're a company or business, is to increase our status. Just imagine that you walk into a store and you find this pair of shoes that are super cool. Then you put them on and you're envisioning yourself going down the street, going to your friend's house, everybody looking at your shoes and like, oh my God, you're so cool. You're increasing your status. If you're a business, you want to work with certain companies because just having their logo on your website is going to increase your status. Just being able to tell other people that you work with X company is going to increase your status. And so everything that we buy, whether a service or a business, we want to work with people and organizations that are actually going to increase our status. We buy products because they increase our status. This is key. Because when it comes to selling your service, you need to be able to increase the status of the buyer. That's why if you are eager to make the sale, you're actually needy and therefore you're going to lower your status. You're going to decrease your status. And now the person doesn't see you as somebody that can increase them and improve their status among other people. Therefore, they're not so interested in doing business with you. And so principle number 2 is actually look for ways to increase the status of your customer. When you find ways to increase their status by providing value, by providing a fast service, by making them feel smart about the decision that they made, because you actually make them grow their business and make them more money, which increases their status because they feel smart to work with you. Then they're also going to tell other people about you and they're going to come back to buy from you because you're increasing their status. So principle number 2, find ways on how you can actually increase their status. If you feel that they're just going to take from you, if they're not paying for everything that they should be getting, look, everybody wants to get a good deal. Everybody wants to feel smart that they got what they deserve or they were able to take slightly advantage. Shape things in a way that actually will make them feel like they were smart about it. And that leads to principle number 3. Principle number 3 is actually that you get to create the offer. While you operate in a market that has a framework, that has educated customers on how to buy the products and services and some kind of language, the reality is that you get to put together your own offer. You get to shape it. That's why when you're trying to increase the status of the person that is buying by providing them with certain elements that make them feel like they have a good deal, well, it's because you have the power to do that. Don't feel that actually you need to offer the same thing as everybody else, because then you're just one more product. And so because you get to shape your offer, you also get to shape the way that you talk about it. Focus on talking about the results that people are going to get. Focus about the benefits, how their life is going to be better, instead of focusing on describing the elements of the offer. What the offer should do is actually make it easy for people to feel that they're gonna guarantee those results that they're buying from you, or at least that they have less risk by buying from you because your offer is designed in a way that is guaranteeing them the results that they want. When you do that, you actually separate yourself from everybody else, because by not talking about the characteristics of the offer, then they're not able to compare you to other people in the market. Now they feel that you're the only one who offers this, and you're the only one who can actually guarantee the results that they're looking for. So principle number 3 is you get to put together the offer. Make sure to take advantage of that and structure it in a way that they feel that they're getting a good deal. Principle number 4, you are the expert. That's why they came to you. If you think that you need to ask the customers, what is it that you want? And then I deliver on that, you are going to struggle, because the reality is that your customer doesn't know what they want. They are first-time buyers. They didn't have this problem before. If they had this problem before and they know how to solve it, chances are is that they're not going to you. And if they're going to you, it's because they're trying to get a better deal from the person that used to offer them the service. And so chances are is that the person in front of you is a first-time buyer. They're trying to solve a problem that they didn't have before. And they're going to you because they feel that you're the expert. And it is with that expertise that you can guide them through the process. If you don't have a clarified, defined framework on helping them solve the problem, then that's where you're going to struggle, because you expect them to tell you what they want and then you're just simply going to deliver on that. That is the same as you wanting to hike a mountain and you go to a guide and then the guide tells you, well, how do you want to go up there? What is it that you like? And like, well, I don't know. I never hiked before. I just want to hike this mountain. You expect the guide to tell you, good, we have two paths. One is 3 days and it has a slower slope and it costs X and it has great views. The other one is 4 hours. It's more steep, but actually has the best views and the best experience and will get you to the top faster and it costs X. Which one would you like? That is somebody that has expertise, because now if you tell them, well, actually, I would like to go to the top of the mountain by helicopter. Well, that's not what I offer. You should go to somebody else. That person is not now going to figure out how to get a helicopter to help you out. You're the expert. Define what is your area of expertise and then create paths along the way that then you can guide your customers through. They're going to you. You need to be their guide. And that leads to principle number 5. The last principle could actually be the most powerful, because in the end, all sales is, especially when you're selling professional services, it's all about helping the person help themselves. They're coming to you because they have a problem that they're trying to solve. They feel that through your skills, your expertise, your product, your service, they can actually solve that. And so all you gotta do is help them help themselves. Show them how they can actually solve their problem by using your product and service, and see if your product and service actually fits to the expectations, to the background, and is actually going to deliver on the results that they're looking for. That's why if you're the expert, you then need to walk them through a process that teach them how to buy. They are trying to solve a problem that they didn't have before. That means that they're gonna go into a world that they don't have experience in. They don't know what to expect. They need to do things that they haven't been doing before. And so this is very high risk and it's very scary and it's a big step. You as the expert who's constantly walking people through this process, you should then help them and guide them and give them the comfort. Give them a plan, show them what to expect, make it easier for them to see themselves going through the process and achieving the results that they want. That's why in the end, sales is nothing more than helping somebody help themselves. You are the expert and you're the guide who's going to walk them through that process. And so there you have it. These are the 5 principles that I've learned in 5 years of selling services that have helped me grow a business into the 6 figures. If you're doing already one of them, or you can think of one that you can start implementing as you start talking to customers, then please go ahead and share it in the section below. I want to hear about how you're actually thinking of implementing it or some experience that you have had with one of these principles. And if you like content like this and you would like to know more about it, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell, because we're dropping 2 videos a week around how you can actually use storytelling to increase your sales as a service provider. My name is Juan. Thank you so much for making it this far, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next video.